If you'd like to hear the full episode or any of the scenario archives, be sure to subscribe and click the link in our bio. Also, like and follow the Scenario Radio Show on all of our social media platforms for more real talk with the playlist. Peace.
Do you think that there's a such thing as going too far in hip hop? And do you think that Jay-Z went too far?
Yes. Short answer, yes. I think that folks of our age, right, we can listen to beef and giggle or talk about it and then move on with our day. And if we had the opportunity to bump into Nas or bump into Jay-Z, we wouldn't fuel that fire. I'm thinking I know you all, at least energy-wise, we wouldn't fuel that fire. We would say something like, you're dope, he's dope, cut it out, right? But I think that, thoughts become things become actions. So if you're thinking something disrespectful about somebody's child or their baby's mother or whatever, I hate saying that word anyway. But if you think something disrespectful about somebody's child, the moment you speak it, you went too far. It's not too far when you get shot. You're dead when you get shot.
Yeah.
It's too far when you disrespect somebody on a level that falls outside of your genre. And that's not battle rap. Battle rap, you can say whatever you want. Anything goes. It's ridiculous. But, on the platform that they were on, that was not appropriate. I don't think.
Yeah.
But then the flip of me, the heart of me of hip hop knows that it's braggadocio, knows that that's what you're supposed to go as far as you can. I just think, with their level and their stature, it was just way too far.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think it's some hypocrisy, right? Because people ride around and listen to certain music where, people get shot 17 times in one verse. And, and people big up that, a segment of people rock with that. But then when somebody says something about somebody's baby mom, it's like, whoa, hold on, Jay. Like, hold on, Hov. Like, you went just a little bit too far. So it's all about what it is that it's all about your threshold. Like, we just had this recently with Pusha T and Drake, where some people said Pusha T crossed the line because he brought up a disease that Drake's man got. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, why are you shooting strays at people that don't rap, don't make music, and say nothing back? Like, why are you talking about my man's like that when it's supposed to be me and you, right?
Yeah.
So, but then Pusha T doubled back and said, I only said that because you mentioned my fiance and your joint. You know what I mean? So, like, if you go there, then you got to accept what kind of comes back to you. But in my opinion, do I think Jay went too far? I don't necessarily think he went too far, but I think it's doper when you allude to certain things, like how he did at the original on Takeover when he said, "What did you know who and da 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 da." That between me and you, that's what he was referring to. To me, that's doper, personally, and then just blatantly saying what it is. But I just think he was frustrated, and which is why Super Ugly didn't work as well as the other diss records, because he was just frustrated, and he gave a couple of low blows, which nobody really likes. You know what I'm saying? They don't think that's fair, but it happened. He was in his feelings. That's how bad Ether hit him.
And I think you make a great point, because I think part of it is because of JC's persona. Is that because he has a persona that's above things, that when he does something that's beneath him, it shows more. Where there would have been other artists who could have did the exact same thing, and people would have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad he went that way." Yeah,
true.
I gotta agree with you there, because for those of us who watched the Gucci Mane and Lil Jeezy battle, when Gucci was talking to Jeezy, it was mad disrespectful. But because of who Gucci is, it was kind of accepted and expected. But then there's something else that we haven't quite touched on, and I'm sure one or two or all of us may have heard this. This version of Ether that we heard was not the original. From what I've understood, and I've seen Nas say this, that there was a first version that was too soft. And there was a second version that Swiss Beats produced, that Steve Stout said on Drink Champs, man, this is too much. You went too hard. And so then Nas kind of pulled back and gave us what we all know now. But from what I understand, Nas really, really, really went gorilla on him on the second version that we haven't heard. But do I think it's too far? Man, I heard no Vaseline, man. There, golly.
But I want to jump back into the albums just a little bit while we're talking about the recording of music and stuff. Which of the albums do you believe has aged better? Like maybe you like one way, but as time has progressed, which over the 20 years, which one do you feel has aged better? Mike, you said Stillmatic?
For me, Stillmatic.
And why you say that?
Yeah. Pardon me, y'all. This is just me. I am not a fan of girl songs. I don't want to. I don't like girls. I'm not really here for that. Leave that to let the R&B cats do that. So that the Hola Jovito, I wasn't a big fan of that. It just some of it felt like a crossover type of grab, and that never sits well with me.
Okay.
Stillmatic, I mean, One Mic, Rewind, Nas was in rhyme pocket, and that makes a huge difference.
Okay. Summer, what about you? What do you say? Which one aged best?
I'm going to go with Stillmatic also.
Don't tell me you're not a fan of girl songs too? Is that what I'm getting?
I just happen to be a fan of, even though Nas has gone some different directions that I don't connect to. And I think that Jay-Z is very talented. He's super duper talented. I'm just a Nas fan. So some of my favorite pieces from him are on this album. And it also reminds me that he's not a total screw up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get you to speak to that just a little more in a moment. I need to come back to that. Animal Brown, what about you, man? Which one's aged best?
I'm going to go with the one that I preferred with originally, which is Blueprint. Although I agree that the singles don't hit the same now.
Yeah.
And, but to be fair, and Jay has said this before, the singles are there to keep the registers ringing. Those are going to be my least favorite joints on the album to begin with. And with Nas was at this point in 2001 where he was done. He tried the single with Genuine on Nostradamus, and that blew up in his face because it was terrible.
Oh, you owe me.
Yeah, oh my God, that was trash. And so he went back to the script with Stillmatic and didn't make traditional single records. Like One Mic is not supposed to be a single.
Yeah.
Got Yourself a Gun is not a quote unquote single. So those are going to hit better long term. Although I think the B-sides on Blueprint still connect with me to this day. It bring back nostalgia every time I hear them.
Yeah, I think I probably lean more toward Blueprint. And what I realized once I started thinking about it and I started going back and listening to both of the albums, I've always thought Blueprint probably I lean more towards it. But I think some of it was because people had labeled Stillmatic a classic. And I think Stillmatic is a good album. I think it's a really good album. I just never thought it was a classic. And the songs that I like, but there are a couple of songs that aren't really. There are a few songs on there that aren't really that impressive at all by any stretch. So I think I was probably a little biased about it. But I think for a lot of the same reasons that Animal Brown mentioned, there are songs on Jay-Z's album for me as an album as a whole. It's the body of work delivers in a way that I think that Stillmatic doesn't necessarily for me. And again, I'm not saying that because I'm saying Stillmatic is a bad album. I like the album and I love One Mic. I think One Mic is probably one of the greatest hip hop songs ever written. So yeah, I'm kind of on board there. And also I kind of like girl songs too.
There's a place for them.
Yeah, I like girl songs. I don't have anything against girl songs. So
This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.
That's the scenario.